Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I am the Hood Dalai Lama. Please follow, like, comment, share, subscribe based off where you're coming from and join the tribe. With that, please take what resonates, leave what does not. Understand that my messages are downloads or they come in the form of downloads, and so that's why they appear sporadic. Jumping right in. Your fellow man is in need of your assistance. I pondered on that for a second, and honestly, what came to me is just that it's your season to be of service, or maybe it's your season to ask for help, right? Maybe it's, Spirit is saying that people can sense that you need help, or Spirit is saying that it's your time, your season to start helping other people. You have an ingenuity about you. You're very crafty, you're very creative, and your creative knowledge is necessary right now for, I always say, for the healers, it's time to heal. For the teachers, it's time to teach. And for the creators, it's time to create. If you have been feeling a nudge at your gifts lately to use them more, to tap in more, or to just get yourself more prepared or more together in the area of what you know you're gifted at, that is why. Because Spirit is pushing you into a position of, forefront. Spirit wants you at the front. Spirit wants you on stage. Spirit doesn't want you in the background anymore. And I know that for some people that's scary, especially if you're like super shy, that can be very scary. But please do keep in mind that where you're appointed to, you are governed in. And so you'll be protected, in the realm of what it is that you're meant to be doing. So just listen clearly to Source, listen clearly to Spirit, know what they want from you, know where they're pushing you to, know where they're wanting you to go. I'm hearing, don't worry about what tomorrow brings. It's not even here yet. For some of you, you're overthinkers. I heard overshares. Stop telling people your business. That needed to be said, I guess. But what I'm getting heavily is that, you've got to I keep getting this, like in almost every reading, like you got to get out of your head, especially if you feel like there's something that you're supposed to be doing, again, creatively or something of that nature. You definitely need to get to the point where you get out of your comfort zone. Maybe you're a singer and you just need to go to a couple karaoke nights, or maybe you're a dancer and you need to visit a dance studio and build community there. Maybe you're an artist and there's, a paint and sip, company near you that you can visit on, frequently, 313 on the clock, and get familiar with doing art, or get re-familiar, right? Because what if you forgot? Not if you forgot, what if you just got out of practice and you need to brush up on your technique? That may be necessary. This reading is heavy about using your gifts. Like I don't know what it is about chosen people. It's not that they overthink. It's just that when you're chosen, for many people, especially in my collective, the spotlight has always been on you. And not in a good way. Like, Spirit put that spotlight on you, but like other people saw it as a need for attack or a need to pursue, which wasn't necessarily true. And so you could have built up a lot of um, insecurities about your delivery or your presence, or, just overall, like what you bring to the table, 414. So you just got to get out of your head. There are executives that are looking over your work. If you've already been putting up, performances where you're dancing, or you've already been putting up snippets of your singing or your rapping or whatever it is that you're good at, there are people in high places that are looking at this going, whoa, this girl, this guy is very talented. So don't think it's going unnoticed, because they're watching, okay? Warner Brothers could be significant. I don't know if you're like, I don't know. I don't, Netflix owns Warner Brothers now, if I'm not mistaken. So you could be there's the executives, right? You could be being watched by some Netflix executives that want to do work with you. If you're already, again, if you're just a regular person that works at Food Lion, probably not. But like if you're a regular person that works at Food Lion, but you get online every day and you sing, or you get online every day and you work out, or you get online every day and you draw or whatever, you're being noticed for that. DC Young Fly could be significant. So maybe you're funny, maybe you're a comedian. And a lot of comedy specials come out of Netflix. Just read over your contracts, if you will. Um, you are ready for summer. There's something about dominoes. You could be of Latina or Cubano descendant, so you are heavy into, dominoes and chess and things like that. Miami-Dade, that area of the world could be significant, so heavy on the Cuban. Um, what else is here? Spirit. Spirit is saying destinies are being fulfilled everywhere, 616 on the clock. You don't have to worry about how am I going to get there? When am I going to get there? You're in good company. Spirit says they're guiding your steps. There's no reason for you to fear the outcome of this because it's going to prosper and it's going to work out for you. If you're having these thoughts that maybe I'm getting like somebody that's about to perform and like you've been practicing and you're like, okay, here I go, and you let out your little Peppa Pig, blow baby, and you're just like, oh my God, I still got it. But I am nervous because I haven't done this in front of people in years. Spirit says, shake it off. You got it way more than you think you do. So yeah, I feel like a lot of people with a lot of the layoffs, my love to those that are, being laid off. To a lot of the individuals that are being laid off, you're not being laid off because you're being punished. You're being laid off 7:17 on the clock because it's time for you to do what you were destined to do. And you might not make money at that thing in the beginning. That's the scary part about knowing what you're supposed to do. Because if you are a faith-based belief, you believe that, you're born with all of these gifts and talents, and many people let them go by the wayside because what makes sense? Going to work. What's realistic, right? When you're a kid and you're dreaming, your parents let you dream. And then when you get to high school, they cut that shit off. And they're like, it's time to get serious and it's time to start thinking about paying bills. And that's so fucking unfortunate because so many people don't live out their purposes. And that's why if you really want me to be honest, that's what's taken so long for people to get to the new world, 808 on the clock. Because so many cycles and generations of people that believe like, hey, I'm not worth more than working at Walmart. I'm not more than working at a call center. I'm not more than working at, my dad's farm. For some of you, you come from money. Your parents built a legacy for you, but it's not your passion. You see what I'm saying? Some of you were born what people would call poor or broke. But you always knew just because mom and dad, decided that they were going to work at the plant for a billion years and then retire at 66, completely broken with a pension. You didn't want to do that. And you have other dreams. You hear that train? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But trains, and I'm getting this from Spirit, trains move whether you want them to or not. A train does not stop because you don't want to do it. You're being put in situations where you're being forced out of what was normal or comfort zone energy for you. And now you're being forced into your destiny. And I'm so happy for you because Spirit says this is a good thing. It feels scary and it feels uncomfortable, but it will work out in your favor. And I am so happy for this new start. Any of you that decide to follow, like, comment, share, subscribe, I'm so grateful for you. And I just want you to know that Spirit has your back. He's in control. Everything is working out. You're right on time and you're exactly where you're meant to be. Everything is as it should be. And all things work together for the good of those who believe in themselves and in the Spirit of God. I am so happy for you. Remember, Spirit loves you. I love you. I am the Hood Dalai Lama, and I'm out.